So now I'm going to explain the backtracks that can be skipped in map completion of this game. I'm using warp rooms and memorial tickets and a few other things here because up here there's a path from the ruins which is right here. They can go down and go there and go back through there. Then there's this save room, which you see us using any percent after we go up this way to get the ferry, and then we just warp back. Well, actually here, but if you're going into the save room anyway, you might as well register it. Then down here there's all this stuff. Can't really skip any of it. Might as well just do that all at once. Here you notice that this area is here. So instead of doing that area to begin with, what we probably would do is register this save room before we go up here, finish up the area, then warp back to this save room and go around that way to finish up this area. And that should be all in the abandoned castle. Then starting in the mountains, there's all this stuff down here, which we're never going back to this area, so you might as well finish this all at once. There's the warp room here, which is going to be very important. And there's the area up here, which you won't be able to get to the first time, so you can just ignore it to start with. Same thing down here. There's no way you can do that to start with, so you might as well just kind of ignore it. And you might think, well, why don't we register, say, this save room? The thing about doing that is we have the one registered in the abandoned castle already. That's going to be quite a bit faster, I would think, than registering either of these two save rooms, that one or that one. And we can always just warp back to Julia's shop and go around that way. So, and then from one to the next one we can do the areas at once. And then we'll come back to the mountains. Then in Garibaldi Temple, we're not doing the towers, so that's going to change what we're going to do some. We're going to make sure we get this area back here, which we wouldn't have to care as much about if we were doing the towers. We can get these areas at once. And I think you'd want to go up this way to this side. You wouldn't want to register this save room at the moment, but we can ignore this side for the moment. Go up to the second floor, go all the way around the second floor, which is above this area, where you can do this side of this area. Go all the way around through there, get the warp room, and then finish up this area before you use that memorial ticket we registered back here to finish this area. And then we'll come back for this area and these things later. Then we'd want to, from the abandoned castle, go back to Julia's shop, so we entered the aqueduct. The area down here you probably just want to finish all at once, though there's the thing from Cordova Town right there, which we can take advantage of later when we go to finish this area off later, because we can kind of just go through it, making sure we get everything and finish it. We wouldn't want to jump off there because we want that part, but make sure we grab the warp room. We don't have a save room we need, do we? No, we don't have a save room we need, so we could register this one and go finish up this area we couldn't do, the area underwater there at the moment, and then enter the forest. The forest has multiple paths. We're going to be coming back here later, so we'll save the short one for later. Save room, there's this area which we can just do all at once. We want to make sure we grab the warp room. Go around, get all of this area. We'll have to come back later for this most likely, because we need shoulder ride to get through there. In this area we could do, but it'd be better to warp back later to do it. So then on into a Cordova Town. We can't get in here yet because we don't have the devil, so we can save that area for later. We want to make sure we grab the warp rim though, so we can warp back to get that. The area around here, I don't know the most efficient way to do. I'd imagine you'd want to do it all at once. I can't say for certain. This area, we just kind of follow it like this. Make sure we grab the warp room. Since we grab the warp room, I don't think we need to register the save room, and then we go through here into the machine tower. Then in the machine tower, this first part is basic. We want to make sure we finish out this square that I don't have. There's a save room there. Go up to the second floor. Around, make sure we grab the warp room, then up to the third floor. Around up to the fourth floor, and then grab the devil, and then you can go this way. I don't know what the third floor looks like, but you'll eventually get to here where you can finish off this area down here and just use a magical ticket back to Julia's shop, where we can go enter the warp room, and then we could finish this area off down here with it. Go back to Julia's shop again, warp room up here, and go into the ruins. Then in the ruins, this path is very straightforward, but you'd probably want to register this save room, because going up here, grabbing the warp room, finishing the area up here, warp back to the save room, and then you can go here, and you need an ID for this room to get into this area, which you probably won't have, so you'll either be using the warp room or the registered save room. I'm not sure which. If you still have that save room registered, it's probably better to use that. Then, like I said, you can go back to the abandoned castle that way. Use the save room you have registered and go through this area again, which is going to be faster than doing a lot of the backtracking. Go in here, and that's going to throw you back into the abandoned castle. Castle up here, where you just kind of follow. If you don't have the save room already, you just grab that, and then you can finally do the 5th floor, which will take you to the infinite corridor. So from here, very straightforward path. This path is straightforward. I'm not sure if registering this save room to skip the fight here would be worth it or not. It might be. I'd have to time it, but I don't. So that's a possibility you'd have, and then you can just follow on this path. Follow the path, very easy. Make sure you have the warp room there, because you're going to want it for sure. You need brute force level 2 to get into this area, which you can definitely register this save to skip doing a lot of the fighting and be back areas here, which is probably worth it. And then from there, since you already have a bird, you can technically get into this area, and then you have to register this save to get and skip a lot of the fighting through here after you get these areas cleared out for the map. Go back there, and then back through here and finish off the area. When you do that, that's going to put you back to the aqueduct down here, which now it would make sense to register this save room for sure, so you can go in here, clear out the rest of this boss room, just warp back to this save room, then use a bird to go into the forest, which is why I said save the short path for later, because you want to do this area that's underwater. Then you can just warp away using another magical ticket, because I should have mentioned this. While you're here, you can do all your ID grinding, so you can get so you can get Shoulder Ride, Presidency. You should already have Brute Force level 2, you should have prioritized that throughout the game. Technically you can skip Long Glide, get Purify, and I didn't say something about the ruins that I should have. You need a fire source to open this door, so you can just make the frying pan or the versatile spear. If you make the versatile spear, you can make the Chavasui later for a faster Isaac fight, but it's probably not going to be that worth it, and the frying pan's easier to make and probably faster too. So and then you already had the devil, which is why we can clear up this area all in one go. Since we've raised Dracula's castle, we could warp back to this warp room from using Julia's shop, go around this way, and finish off this area. When you finish off this area, I mentioned this already, it puts you here in the aqueduct, so you can go through the aqueduct, oops, wrong button, and do this part of the map that's initially underwater, and clear all of that part out. Then you can just warp away by using another magical ticket. So back to Julia's shop, and like I said, we have this area we can clear out now because we need Purify to get through this door, and we have to have the water drain to get into this area, and that should finish off the mountains. Then, because we're so far away, we can just warp back to Julia's shop again. In the Garibaldi Temple, we can do this part now just because it's faster to do it now, because we are stronger and should have like the Hin, which is a much better weapon. which will be part of the basement. Then you can use Julia's shop or pier, go around the way you didn't go to start with here, go around here. You want to register this save room, finish off this area, finish off this area. After you fight this boss, memorial ticket up here, and finish off this side of the map, and that should finish off the Garibaldi Temple. We finished off the aqueduct. In the forest, we finished off this area, so we still need to warp to the forest, and we'll go up this way, registering this save room to the memorial ticket. Go through here, which you will need hip press to get through this area and clear it out, and then you get far away, so you might as well just memorial ticket back, go around here, finish off this area, and that's fine. I believe we said we finish off this area. We definitely finish off this area. Yeah, see, this is what I was saying. So, since you need precedency with Proboscis Ferry, and if you haven't done it, you get this warp room, and you can just use the warp room to get there, as opposed to the memorial ticket, because you'll want to register a save room after this one, so you'll just want to use the warp room instead, because saving the travel distance there isn't going to do much for you. You as the other thing you can skip. Then Dracula's Castle, there's not a lot of backtracking and stuff we can skip. It's a lot of you just kind of have to go do it, because there's no good way of just avoiding it. You just need a devil to get through here, which you'll have already, so there's no problem there. There's another war room, which you won't need, and then it's just around there, and finish off the game. So I guess we'll run through all the backtracking again that we're skipping. The backtrack from there back to this save room. Registering this one to make the backtrack through this area faster. Using Julia's shop to come back here to use this warp room a lot. Dividing this area up from the first time, which is just second, into 3 distinct sections with coming around here the first time, the next time using the warp room to enter this doors is to make this section down there a bit faster, then registering this save room on the backtrack to finish up this area area down here, and then also do the area over here. Using the place in Cordova to come back at one point, finishing up the areas that we can't do because they're underwater, and then also using this save room, registering it to make getting out of this boss room faster. in the forest, saving the smaller path here so we can come from the aqueduct to get this underwater part. And also using the warp room there to get by this tower, registering the save room to do this area, clear it out, and then warp back, clear that out, using the warp room again to come back to where we need shoulder ride to get this area, and that's for that using this warp room to get the place where we need the double here, using the warp room there to backtrack to this area, which will take us to the aqueduct that I mentioned, and also get into the ruins with it. The machine tower we're just doing all at once, no real way to skip any of it, just kind of follow the path. In the ruins, follow the path, register this save room, use the fire source to clear out these after getting the warp room, warp back here to go through this area, use this path to get back to the abandoned castle outside of the castle, which is what you would do if you go backwards at the start of the game, and then use the warp room there to come back later to get where you have Preston C. Then in the infinite corridor, we can use this save room to skip fighting in this room down here, and use this save room to skip fighting and backtracking from the rooms over there, and that one to skip fighting in the rooms there and backtracking through all of them. This castle is just a pretty straight path. There's nothing we can really skip for the backtrack through it. I hope that helped. Helped people who are doing map completion. And the other thing I will run down is the requirements. As soon as you get to Proboscis Ferry, you get the... I don't think I have... Oh, I do. As soon as you get the Proboscis Ferry, you get Preston C. It's just an innate skill, so you get it instantly. In terms of battle ID... Brute Force is gotten in the story, but you do need to get Brute Force level 2. And you can use that to get to a better grinding place, where you can then make the Yeti to get shoulder ride. Technically, you're fine with just a crow. You can get everywhere with the bird with just a crow. You don't absolutely need to get long glide, though it does make crossing a couple gaps easier, and it's what you're probably supposed to do. But you can just glide instead. Time stop is absolutely required. Right, it's an innate skill as soon as you get the mage. But you also need to get Purify. To beat 2 blood skeletons in the mountains, so you have to get at least a Nautilus Rod. You're fine with just Gale. You don't need anything beyond Magic Circle. You don't need to get the pumpkin at all. So, that's everything you need. For map completion. And I said you need to get a fire source. And I mentioned you could get this spear, or if you want to just get the frying pan, it's this. And like I said, this uses a lot less materials and it's probably faster to get. Your other option is to wait until you get one thing. Mage, so you can use Sorcery Flame. Or you could take your bird up and get Flame Breath. I'm not sure if Ignition Blow works. I think it should, but I don't know if Firebird works or not. That might be another option you have. So that's how you can skip a lot of the backtracking and map completion.